guys, what's up? So today I'm going to be doing the first video in my Halloween series, and this is going to be a paranormal type ghost experience video. I've seen a few of these videos and I feel like I have a lot to offer on this topic because I've dealt with a lot of paranormal type situations in my life, and I thought I would share it with you guys because the people in my life that I tell always find them really interesting, so I feel like you guys might find this interesting. So I'm going to try to make this as short as a video as I can. If it starts to get too long, I'll probably just end up doing a part 2. But I will try to squeeze it all into this video. So first, let me just give you guys a quick background on why I believe what I believe and whatnot. So throughout my life, I feel like I've had an abnormally large amount of ghost type experiences and stuff like that. Me and my friend have actually come to the conclusion, and my friend being my roommate, I may or may not have a spirit following me, and I will tell you guys why I've kind of come to that conclusion. She was the one who actually brought it up. I've never really thought about it that way. I always just thought I was in like the wrong place at the wrong time or whatever. But she was like, did you ever think that maybe you have like a spirit following you? And I was like, that is probable. I'm not very religious, however my roommate is. I know that people's opinions on ghosts can differ depending on their religion. I don't think I have like any sort of bad spirit following me. Who knows, the spirit following me could be a relative. I don't know. But then again, like I said, I'm not very religious, but I do believe in ghosts and demons and stuff like that. When I was very young, it started then. It was probably most active then because I used to have really bad night terrors. And when I say night terrors, I'm not talking about like nightmares, because there is a difference between nightmares and night terrors. Probably from ages 5 to 9, I would say. I had them for a very long time. My parents were really worried. Yeah, I would have them a few nights a week. It wasn't like every now and then. It happened more than it didn't. And it was really weird. And as a child, I thought it was normal. Like, obviously, I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, you know, I have bad dreams. Like, kids have bad dreams. I would wake up crying and screaming. I would run to my parents. A few nights I had panic attacks in the middle of the night. I did have one situation where I woke up and my mind was still in a dream. I thought someone was in the house chasing me. I ran down to my parents screaming bloody murder, and they thought someone was in the house after me because of how I was screaming and, you know, running. Like, they thought someone was after me. Also, my family's always been very interested in ghosts. My parents and I have loved the show Ghost Hunters since the beginning. We've literally watched that show since it started. My parents have actually met Jason and Grant. I'm from New Hampshire originally, and Jason and Grant actually own a bed and breakfast in New Hampshire that is haunted. So my parents went there for one of my dad's birthdays, and they got to meet Jason and Grant, which is really cool. But Steve has always been my favorite. Steve's my fave. I find ghosts very, very interesting. I have a weird obsession with ghosts. I love going to haunted places and even just like haunted houses. I love scary things. I love feeling scared. And I think that's why ghosts intrigue me, because it's scary, it's the unknown. Most experiences when I was younger, I think the ghost in my house was attracted to children because it was very active when I was young, and then it stopped when me and my sister got older, and then my mom quit her job my junior year of high school, and then my niece was over the house a lot because my mom was babysitting her, and things started to pick up again, like activity. So when I was younger, it was like a lot of little things. Actually, there was a few bigger things. One time I had a Halloween party and I made a haunted house in my woods. I was really young. I was in like 4th or 5th grade. I invited all my friends over to do the haunted house, and we were walking in the woods. We were holding hands. You know, it was nighttime. It was dark. All of a sudden, my friends started screaming, and they ran out of the woods, and I was like, what's going on? Like, nothing happened. So I ran out after them, and they all started telling me how they saw a man in the woods squatting down in front of a tree. And I played it off like it was part of the haunted house because I thought it was really strange, and I didn't want them to be worried or anything like that. So I was like, oh yeah, like that was part of it, whatever. And they were like, oh my god, that was so scary. It was not part of the haunted house. I have no idea to this day what it was. I would have seen them leaving or saw them coming in. There's really only one like entrance to the woods. Like there are houses that surround all the woods and mine was one of them. And there was no boys in the neighborhood or guys that would be there that knew. Like the haunted house was behind my house. No one knew about it except for my friends. It was really strange. And then another time in my house, this is my mom's experience. She was in her bedroom, and out her bedroom door she can see the stairs to come downstairs, and then we have like a laundry room. She saw a man walk down the stairs and go into the laundry room. She thought it was my dad, but the light didn't turn on when the figure went into the laundry room. So she thought it was strange, so she called my dad's name and he didn't answer, and so she got up and like walked out and called my dad's name again, and he answered, but from upstairs where he had been watching television. So that was really strange. My mom definitely thinks our house is haunted. My sister thinks our house is haunted. I know my dad does, but he won't admit it. He doesn't want to give me that satisfaction because I've always said our house is haunted. But I did overhear him telling my mom that one night he felt something pulling on his blankets. He thought it was like a muscle twitch or like a muscle spasm, so he like rolled over and like pulled up the blankets, and he kept feeling it pulling on the bottom of his sheets. So he tried to tell my mom that secretly, but I did hear him. And other things when I was younger, like my dog. First we had a cat who would stop midway down the hallway and just stare. And meanwhile, my room was in the hallway, so that used to really freak me out that she did that. And she would like arch her back and all her hair would stand up, and she would like hiss and just stop and like stare, and I would have to be like, oh, and like snap her out of it because it would freak me out. Then we had the dog that did the same thing. He would stop and stare at the walls, and he would bark, and I would have to snap him out of it. And then I remember one time I took him downstairs. I'm terrified of our downstairs to this day. I'm almost 20 years old and I've lived in that house my whole life, and I'm still scared of the downstairs. But one time I used to take him down there with me, my dog, because it just made me feel better. I don't know why though, because he was a pansy. Like my dog is not a guard dog of any kind. It's like a little Cocker Spaniel, like he's not gonna save me. But I used to take him down there with me, and I remember one time we were turning into the laundry room and he just stopped, my dog, he just stopped, turned around and bolted back up the stairs for no reason. So I turned around and I did the same thing. I ran up the stairs after him because I was not about to go in there, because they say animals can sense things that people can't and like see things that people can't. So I was not about to find out why he ran away. I was just trying to get out of there. See, sometimes I'm the person who is smart about things, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be like, who's there? What was that? I'm gonna be like, I'm getting out of here. So then for years nothing really happened when I got older, and then my niece was born and she would come over a lot more, and then things started to happen again. So just weird things, like things would move, things would be out of place, things would slam shut. I heard the sound of running in my attic, and we don't ever use my attic for anything. My niece used to sit in her room and talk to herself for literally like 2 hours. It was really creepy. You would like walk in there and she would be like having a full-blown conversation with nothing, and it was really weird. 2 different instances where I had friends with me, and this was like junior and senior year of high school, so this was not that long ago. My junior year, I had my friend Rachel over, and we were sitting on my bed and we heard the sound of like pounding on the side of my house. Now normally that's not that abnormal, because in New Hampshire and in like the winter, when ice expands on the side of the house, it'll pop and it'll like make a loud noise and kind of like shake the house. But this was like April, so there was not ice on the side of the house, but it was like this banging on the side of my house, and it was really creepy. I kept like looking out the window. I couldn't see anything. It was nighttime. My parents were asleep, and it was just really weird. And then another thing that happened, I felt so bad about this. I had my friend Lachey over my senior year of high school, so this was 2 years ago. My senior year of high school, my friend Lachey was over. We were sitting in my bed. We were on Skype with some of my guy friends. We heard what sounded like footsteps coming down the hallway towards my bedroom door. It was really creepy, because especially because I felt really bad because it was my house. I felt like I should do something about it, but I was really scared. It definitely creeped me out because we heard it over and over again. We just kept like hearing the sound of footsteps coming towards my door, like they were right outside my door. and then nothing would happen. And it got to the point where I was so scared I literally like started to tear up because I felt really bad because I couldn't be like to Lachey, like, it's okay, it's just this. Like, I had no idea what it was, and I was scared to open the door. I didn't want to open the door. She obviously did not want to open the door, and I was like freaking out. I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I was telling her, like, I'm so sorry. I feel like I should do something, but I can't. Like, my parents were home and they were asleep. Then we didn't hear it for a while, so I finally decided to go check it out. I opened the door. Obviously nothing was there, but it was really creepy and really scary, and it was weird, but you know, I find it interesting. Like, it makes me wonder, like, what was that? Like, I know what my house sounds like when it's setting, you know, like houses set and stuff like that, and they'll creak and stuff, but this sounded like, and you know, that was my bedroom. I know what it sounds like when someone's walking up to my door, and that was it. That was that sound. That is my first video on ghost type stuff. I will do a part 2 about other ghost stories that I know from my family or that I've experienced in other places and stuff like that. If you guys have any other ideas for videos, make sure to leave it down below in a comment and I will try to do them. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!